Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Voyager class Decepticon Snapdragon from Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron trilogy. So we are finally getting our second Horicon. We got Ape Face back in Siege, and I'm very happy that they're coming through with completing the duo. So love this artwork here on the side of the packaging. Looks fantastic. Over here you have the standard Earthrise artwork. Not too much going on the top or the bottom, but if we turn around to the back, of course we have the robot mode, the jet mode, and then the T-Rex mode, I guess? I've never been quite sure. I just call it like monster mode, lizard mode, Godzilla mode, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I'll call it monster mode, something like that. But anyway, very excited for this guy. He was one as a kid that like I never had him, but I had a friend who did, and so I got to see it all the time. But like I wanted it for my own, so very excited to finally have this guy. So I'm going to go ahead, get him out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So here is Snapdragon out of the packaging, and yes, it dawned on me while I was taking him out of the packaging. Snapdragon, his alt mode is a dragon. Duh. Anyway, sorry. So here's the robot mode. I think he looks fantastic. Really not a lot of kibble, which I appreciate. I feel like that's one thing he has over Ape Face, because Ape Face had a decent amount of stuff all over the place, but he looks pretty clean. Doesn't really have any pieces hanging off or anything like that, so they did a really nice job. Taking a look at the head sculpt, I think it looks really good. Let me zoom in a bit here. There we go. I mean, it's fairly simplistic because it's just a visor and a faceplate, but still did a nice job. Have some nice Decepticon symbols painted there. Otherwise, he doesn't have a ton of paint because he doesn't really need it. He's got this little bit of turquoise on these back wings and then a little bit here on the back. Otherwise, everything's just kind of molded in different colored plastic, so it just kind of works out. But I definitely don't think he's devoid of color. I don't really feel like he needs a ton more paint applications. Actually, I guess this purple here on the crotch is probably paint as well, if I had to guess. But yeah, overall he looks really good. So the head, of course, is on a ball joint because the tinier head of the headmaster is a ball joint. You have a swivel here as well as a hinge for the shoulder. You have a bicep swivel as well as an elbow, 90 degrees, nothing in the wrist. You do have a waist swivel. In the hip, you can go all the way to the front, pretty much all the way to the back, just the back hinders it slightly, all the way out to the side. Thigh swivel, 90 degrees in the knee, and then I guess you have some, do you have ankle tilt to the side? He might be like one of the few Siege / Earthrise figures that doesn't have, no, he's got to have ankle, there it is. I was going to say, there's no way he doesn't have ankle tilt. So yeah, he does. He's got the ankle tilt to the side and also front to back a little bit there. So I was going to say, there's no way they put out a Siege or Earthrise figure without ankle tilt. Come on now. So yeah, overall, really like him. He does come with 2 accessories. He's got these guns, so they fit very easily into his hands. Or, of course, any of the ports around. One here, so he's got about 3 on each side. 1 on the back here. 2 here on the chest, which will come into play in different modes. So, yeah, he looks great. I really have no complaints about the robot mode whatsoever. Like I said, it's very clean, I don't even really think there's any kibble. I mean, there's this little bit of wings hanging off the back of the forearms, but really doesn't bother me whatsoever. He looks pretty fantastic. Alright, first up we're going to do the transformation into the jet. So I've gone ahead and removed the guns. I'm going to remove the head as well. And the nice thing is the head actually connects very easily, and I believe that's because they don't really have that channel anymore, the way that it used to kind of go in. Like it used to have a specific way for the head, and it's just kind of straight down now. And I feel like that makes it connect a lot easier. I never understood why they always had that like piece that went in on both sides. And it would always seem to be opposite of the way the head would want to connect in. I don't know. But in any case, it seems to be a lot easier now. So we're going to come around over here. We're going to flip down these little feet. We're going to unpeg this piece and bring it down. And then kind of push it up against so that it's flush. So do that with the other side. You can see it kind of comes down and then you just kind of push it up in. And then you're going to spin these like this and then kind of push them together and put them together. Now at this point the directions tell you if you want to pull out this landing gear. They tell you to pull it out before you sandwich them together. I guess it makes it easier. So if you take these apart, pop out the landing gear, and then sandwich them together. If you care about the landing gear, I mean, it's right there. I personally don't care about it. I make sure, I don't know, do you guess these back heels move? I never even noticed that before. I guess push to make sure they're up. So anyway, you have landing gear. If you care about it, I'm just going to leave it up. I feel like it should be possible to get it to pop out of there while they're combined, but I'm just going to leave it in there. Okay, so this is all pushed together. You can see this is the whole front part of the plane. At this point, you're going to pull this apart, and the arms are actually connected to the backpack. So you're going to pull this back, kind of just get these out of the way for now. These pieces here, this black piece, is going to swing up and peg in. Okay, and then just kind of, again, get the arms out of the way. And then you're going to pop these pieces out, swivel this around 180 so that it's all flush. You can see how it meets up with that piece there. And then you're going to just kind of bring these back. So flip this out, spin that around, and then this piece here is going to drop down like so to cover up that section. And then you can see here there's a big tab, and that's going to tab in right there. So you just go ahead and do that with both arms. And then you are done. That is the jet mode. Very easy transformation, very simple, very straightforward. I think it works. You do have a little bit of, you know, the robot mode just sitting there, but it's not too bad. You can attach the guns underneath if you'd like. You can also open up this little cockpit area. Now I know because of the way the seams work, it looks like this whole thing opens, but it's just the little window area here. And it's a little difficult to get it to open, I'll be honest. There we go. And sometimes when I go to close it, it wants to push past where it's supposed to go. But it's nicely detailed in there. You can see all the paint applications inside the cockpit. That's a really nice touch. Something they definitely did not have to do, but they went ahead and did that. Also, we should take this moment to take a look at the headmaster. Very nicely painted face. I like these arms. And I think as much as these could have been molded out of plastic, I think they might be painted. Because you see how it has that kind of thick glossy look, which makes me think that it was dipped in paint. I'm not quite sure though. And again, there's a better look at the head. But we go ahead and pop him inside. Is he supposed to sit? Most of them sit like this, but he might be supposed to sit with his legs straight down. Let's see. Yeah, he's supposed to sit like that. So then you can see he's manning the console. I love that. That's fantastic. And then you can close this back up, and you'll probably see what I mean when I say it's very tight. Opening and closing it's very tight. See how it kind of went too far in? It kind of went past. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I appreciate what they're going for, but it's very tight to get that in and out. But he looks great piloting it, so I love that. And also you have those ports again, so you have one here, one over here. You have two down here. So really you could peg these guns wherever you want. Here on the side, one up here. You can put both of them here over the cockpit. Down here, something like that. Also, of course, any of the Battle Masters can also peg in there. So you have a ton of options. He's got a lot of nice ports. So I like that. But yeah, jet mode looks absolutely fantastic. Did a great job. Alright, next up we're going to go from the plane mode to the Dragon. It's actually pretty simple. I went ahead and removed the guns and the headmaster from inside. You're going to unpeg the arms from there and kind of bring these down. And then you're going to kind of unpeg this section and just kind of let it float out here for a minute. You can go ahead and tilt this a little bit like that. Get the tail ready. This section is actually going to unpeg, so this whole section here is going to lift up like that. And then what you're going to want to do is, there are tabs inside. You can see that there are 2 tab slots right there and there. So you kind of angle this a bit, and then this is actually going to come down. You can move these. Let's do this. Bring this down. You can bring these down and they actually clip into place down there. Bring this around like this, and you can see we're folding out the little dragon arms. So now you can bring this down, and if you lift this to meet it, this should eventually peg in. Where are the tab spots? Here they are. The tab spots are actually, let me zoom in, right there, and they're going to peg into there and there. There we go. Okay, so that's pegged in like so. Now this is actually going to tab into the part that we just tabbed in, like so. And then you just bring the feet down, fold this back, and then right where the fists are, you're just going to bring down the dragon feet, like so. So we're going to bring this down, flip this, bring down the dragon foot, and then it's really just a matter of, you know, kind of posing this how you like, getting the feet and everything in a pose that you prefer, get it even with the dragon tail and everything. And then you're going to just open this up, and then you're going to rotate out the entire dragon head, and then close this back up. And this piece doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't clip in as tight as it probably should. I'm not really sure why. I'm trying to think, do I need to, you know what I probably am doing wrong? Does this, if I unclip this, does this go into this like it did in the, might be able to do that actually. Okay, so the way that these connected in for robot mode, might be able to actually do that. Let me see if that makes it sturdier. No, I don't think we're supposed to do that. I think you're just supposed to leave them down. Because of the way it connects, it's not a firm connection, so take that back, take that back. I was having, when you put them back into robot mode, there's a tab here that needs to go into, and I know it's very hard to see, back in there, right there. So I was trying to line that back up again, but I don't think you're supposed to do that in this mode. So I'm going to put these back down and then just peg this back in down here. Okay. Sorry, I know it's getting to be a bit of a mess, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, so here we go. We have the dragon. We have the little hands, which are adorable. And then obviously you can tell he's missing his lower jaw. So you're going to take this. You're going to put him very much like this. Oh, see, you can definitely tell it's painted because some of the paint's already chipping off. That's a bummer. All right, and then this is going to peg. There is a port underneath, which you can tell is back to the old way. And this is a little difficult to get this pegged in here, but this is going to peg in like so. That didn't sound great. Well, I guess it's in there. Let me zoom back out. Hold on, I don't think I did that right. Oh, a piece of that just fell out, so that's probably not great. What's supposed to happen, this piece here is supposed to go up and fill this recess to make the eyes red. So I'm going to go ahead and get this pegged in here, and I'll be right back in a moment. Okay, so it took some doing, but getting him pegged in there is definitely a little difficult, but once you do, the result is nice. You can see the red pokes through, he makes the lower jaw, and then the directions suggest taking these guns and just kind of pegging them on to what was his chest in the robot mode. I love the little dragon arms. They're adorable. It's a ball joint in there, so you can do a little bit of side to side. And then you have a hinge up here for some movement. You can move the legs, of course. All the same arm articulation is still there. Like I said, I don't know why this doesn't really stay in as well, and maybe I have it mistransformed slightly. It's very possible. But I love the tail. I think they did a great job with this. I really think they did. It's a fairly easy transformation. Me doing it on camera was not great, but if you're just tinkering with it on your own, it's really not that bad. Just getting the midsection lined up and snapping that head in, but otherwise it's pretty simple. But yeah, I think they did a great job with this. I love the dragon mode. Very nicely done. I think they did a great job with Snaptrap. I mean, one, I'm just happy that he exists. I'm really happy that they gave us both Apeface and Snapdragon pretty close together to complete our Horicon duo. I think they did a great job in all three modes. The robot mode, jet mode, dragon mode all look great. Nice paint applications. He doesn't have a ton of paint applications, but I feel like he has the ones that he needs. And everything else was really just done with different colored plastic. So I feel like the colors are there. It just didn't have to be painted. I'm honestly not sure if these are painted or not, or if they're just cast in another color plastic. I kind of feel like they are painted, but I couldn't tell. I'd have to look at them again a little bit more close. But I think everything that's turquoise was painted. And then I think maybe this little bit of purple here, unless that's a different colored plastic, I honestly can't tell. It might be. It very well might be. So the only paint applications might just be the turquoise and then the two Decepticon symbols on his chest, plus whatever they did for the head. It's a little bit of a bummer that the headmaster arms are already starting to chip, but that could just be mine. Hopefully that's not something common for all of them, but overall I'm very, very happy with this guy. Transformation for all three modes is fun and fairly simplistic. And when I say simplistic, I don't mean it's like too simplistic that it's not fun. It's not overly complicated. It's a really good balance. Fun to transform in all three modes. And I love him. I'm just really happy to finally have this guy. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, but I definitely recommend him. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.